Welcome to Big Iron and Pivot Bio. So glad that we get a chance to visit with
Evan Twedt.
Hi Evan, how are you?
Very nice. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Excellent. All right, so tell me about what you do for Pivot Bio and what's Pivot Bio?
So I currently work as a territory sales manager for Pivot Bio. Actually started working on the agronomy side of things, and that's a little bit of my background. Pivot Bio is nitrogen, and we are providing nitrogen for corn and primarily wheat plants up here in North Dakota, northern Minnesota, and we're providing up to 25 pounds of nitrogen for our wheat, our return product in wheat. And then on the corn side of things, we have Proven 40, which would be 40 units of N to that corn plant throughout the growing season. So we're nitrogen, and we're helping grow crops here in the northern territory. So
let's dwell on your agronomy background for a minute. Nitrogen. We know that people talk about nitrogen, but why? So if someone is watching and they're saying, well, I don't understand why the nitrogen factor would be so different and such an importance if I'm looking at my wheat, my corn, etc.
Right. So nitrogen, obviously, most of the farmers in ag know that it's very important to have nitrogen to be able to grow a crop, right? One of our macronutrients. The way that we're actually providing that nitrogen is through a microbial or bacteria product, instead of the way that farmers have been applying nitrogen to their crops in the past using the synthetic versions such as urea, anhydrous, or liquid 28. We are actually non-synthetic nitrogen, and because of that, we're actually not as volatile or prone to leaching. We were actually applied to the corn plant or right in that root structure. That bacteria is living on those roots and providing nitrogen to those roots throughout the growing season. And so those plants always have the nitrogen that bacteria is making available. None of that nitrogen is outside of that root zone. So kind of a different way to get nitrogen into the corn plants outside of the synthetic version, such as urea, anhydrous, or liquid 28. So we're a part of that nutrient package. So up to 40 units of N in corn and 25 units of N in wheat, and using a bacteria that produces nitrogen for those crops.
So when you think about all of the discussion going on with ESG or carbon intensity scores, what you're telling me is that products from Pivot Bio are going to help a farmer in that sustainability realm, right?
Right, yeah. So some of the nitrogen loss is a huge concern for growers and anybody worried about the environment. So to minimize some of that, our product is going to be providing nitrogen to those plants in that root zone and not leaching and not volatilizing, and really being in an area where those crops can take up that nitrogen. And from an overall loss standpoint, our product is available, and the plant is able to use all of the nitrogen that's being made.
After the agronomy lesson with Evan, now I am with
Mark Cartright.
Hi Mark, how are you?
Doing well, Bridget?
All right, on all of your advertising, and as I look around here at Pivot Bio, you are talking about in the furrow versus on the seed. Tell me what that's going to mean. What's the difference?
Well, we're all about giving options to our customers, right? Some growers like to have the convenience of having our product right on the seed. They're very comfortable with planting the seed and going through the normal planting procedure for the spring. Nothing's going to slow them down, nothing's going to distract them. But if they want to do a little bit of work, we can probably get them a little cheaper product, and they can apply it in the furrow, on the seed, mixing it with their starter fertilizer, or going through a special injection system to get that applied with the starter fertilizer, right in the row, right with the seed. That's where our microbes are going to perform the best, is right with the seed in that furrow in the field.
You're talking about the microbes. So do you have a soil temperature or anything that you really want people to follow when they're looking at using the product too?
Nope, we don't have any restrictions on that. If the conditions are adequate to be planting the seed and getting the crop off to a fast, healthy start, our microbes are going to be right there with it, being able to reproduce and colonize and up and running and feeding that plant a daily dose of nitrogen.
Okay, I need you to solve an agronomic myth or mystery that people ask me about all the time. When you're planting your corn seed, is it supposed to be tip up or tip down?
Well, if you can control that, which we can't control it today, but supposedly if you orient the corn seed a certain way, then as that corn comes up and it's got the leaves that that fold out. Those leaves you would like ideally to cross the row versus be within the row. And so there is a way you could orientate the seed to achieve that if you wanted to. But here at Pivot Bio, we don't have anything to do with that, obviously.
You don't, but thanks for being a mythbuster for me, because you've been in the corn industry for a long time. You've got all sorts of wealth of knowledge behind you, which makes this kind of fun. Hold on. We talk a lot about corn and soybeans, but we just wrapped up wheat harvest. So tell me what you got up for wheat.
Yeah, just this year was our first year commercially launching Return OS. And Return OS is a 25-pound product. The product will bring 25 pounds to the acre to the growers, and it's a seed-applied product that our sales reps can apply onto the wheat seed and available right at planting time for those growers out there. And interestingly enough, we also are just researching this year, we're getting ready to launch it, a granule product that would also go through the air seeder, being in its own separate tank, administered with the seed in furrow to be applied at planting time as well.
That sounds like an awesome option.
PivotBio.com, you can get all of our information there right on a simple Google search and learn more about our products and our services.
Thank you, I appreciate it, Mark.